I almost got caught out there. I was busy looking at the comments, and then I suddenly glanced over and it said 1 second to go. So I thought I better jump into action and pay attention. Good afternoon, everyone. Good morning. Deborah, Jim, Jen in Saskatchewan, Charmaine, Maria, Wanda, Sophia, I'm not sure how you pronounce that, and Melly from Germany, Melly Manu. I'm sure I'm crucifying that name. But anyway, all of you who are on here, those I can see and those I can't see, good afternoon. It is a dull day here in the southeast corner of Britain, but the wind isn't what it was yesterday. And as you can see, I'm safely back in my office. Hi there, Karen in Ashford, and Angie in the United States, Mary Simpson and Christine from Exeter, where it is sunny. Ha ha ha. Oh, and my good friend Irene. Hello. You never know who's going to jump on here. Anyway, now what I have to say today may seem a little odd. And you have to hear it with the right ears. So everybody put on your positivity ears, your positivity receptors, so that you can hear what I'm trying to say without getting knocked off and thinking I'm being really negative, because actually I'm not. So as you know, as many of you know, I guess, I get up very early in the morning, very, very early. And I was sitting in my brown chair, which is my comfort place, and just waiting to see what Holy Spirit is going to say to me about today, what he wanted me to pray about, what he wanted to show me, because so many times we come to him and we have our list, or we have what we want to talk about. And I've learned in my life that the best thing to do, first of all, is to listen to what he wants to talk about, because there he's just going to give out and give out and give out. And I tend to be a bit of a seer. And this morning, I saw the funniest picture. And as I saw it, I heard the words prophets on the shelf. Prophets on the shelf. But what I saw was all these little, they looked like Humpty Dumptys, and they were all lined up, the same shape, the same, space in between each of them. In fact, there wasn't that much space in between each of them. And they were all lined up in a long row. And I kept hearing prophets on the shelf, prophets on the shelf. And of course I was like, really? God, is this what we look like to you? And all of these prophets were aligned perfectly with each other, and they were set in place, and everything looked tidy and everything looked good. And I just kept watching, because that's a secret to hearing from the Lord, that you keep looking if you're a seer, and you keep listening and keep looking, and then look even further and develop the patience of one who watches, because there's always something unfolding. And then all of a sudden, some of these prophets on the shelf began to wobble, and they fell off and they broke into pieces. And not all of them, some stayed on the shelf, but others wobbled off and smashed on the ground. And but I didn't think it was a terrible thing. And when I saw them smash on the ground, that's when I actually heard that old nursery rhyme, Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall, Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again. And so this isn't a commentary about that nursery rhyme, because actually that nursery rhyme, there's like X number of meanings for it. Some people feel it had a political meaning. Some people said it was just Humpty Dumpty was a drink in the old days, and it was about that. And the most common thought about it is that it was a riddle to be solved. It was a riddle to be solved. And so anyway, I just saw these Humpty Dumpty type prophets falling to the ground and breaking. But what I understood was that the Lord was saying, don't try to fix what I am breaking. Don't try to fix what I am breaking. Now, God is a God who restores. God is a God who rebuilds. God is a God who also tears down and breaks things that are just too comfortable. And I saw all these prophets on a shelf, all looking the same, all saying the same thing, all standing in a row, neat and tidy. And I felt the heart of the Lord as they fell to the ground and broke. And I actually experienced the joy of the Lord. And I felt the redesign of the Lord coming up. And I felt that God would be the one to bring his hands together and to scoop up these pieces. And he would put his prophets back together, that he was releasing a new design for them, and that he had looked and examined the hearts of the prophets on the shelf, and he had seen inside certain ones that there was a desire to be more than just that person in a row, that there was a desire for reformation, that there was a desire for renewal, that there was a desire for reshaping. And so the shaking of the Lord came along and pushed these prophets off the shelf, and it looked like they were broken forever. It looked like the king's horses and the king's men could not put Humpty together again. But then I saw the hands of the Lord come. And so I just want to say to you today that God has seen where you have stood on the shelf and been held there, because of fear of standing alone, or fear of man, or the wrong idea that you are safe within popular opinion amongst prophets. And God is saying, he will have a people of his design. He will have prophets of his design. And in this next little while, some of you are going to find yourself being pushed off the shelf, where some of you don't even know that you're sitting comfortably. And it might look like a disaster in the moment, but it isn't. It's the breaking of the Lord. Again, I say, don't try to fix what he is breaking, because what he breaks, he will also come and heal and restore and rebuild after his new design, his fresh design for you. And he is making a shape for you that is different and that is going to fit this next season. And it's not going to be modeled after what I saw in the spirit there on the shelf. It's going to be modeled after something that is being birthed from his heart for this new era. So get ready again for change, get ready for personal reformation, and get ready to step out of the fear of man. And God sometimes sees that we need a little push. We need a little push, but he is changing. He is uprooting everywhere. He is shaking everywhere. And I know we've had this whole year, but there's a special redesign coming for prophets. And I can see the end result. I can see the glory. I can see the change that he is doing. And so let him push you. Let him push you. Let him shake the shelf that you're on. And don't be afraid if your friends stay back. Be one of those people who says, where you go, I will follow, even if it's all alone, even if I'm all alone, because there is no all alone with Jesus Christ, actually, with Holy Spirit indwelling you. There is no all alone. Anyway, prophets on the shelf, get ready. God is doing something exciting in your life. And even if it's painful for a moment, joy comes in the morning. It really does. It really, really does. So God bless you. I hope you have a really good day today, day 21. I have to check my list. And tomorrow is coming up fast. So God bless you all. See you again tomorrow.